Hogwarts Legacy was released on February 10th for PS5, Xbox Series and PC, with a release for PS4, Xbox One and Switch scheduled for later in the year. The game has been a huge success, selling more than 12 million copies in only its first 2 weeks. However, it was quickly discovered that the title had faced censorship when playing with Russian language options. The game's world features a number of LGBT characters and themes, and this has made Hogwarts Legacy one of the first video games to be affected by the recent introduction of a strict Russian law. For example, Nora Treadwell is a character you encounter, and in a piece of dialogue, she mentions that another female character is her wife. When playing in Russian, however, it will instead say that she is her friend instead of her wife. This change was reported on social media and then by the Moscow Times, and it is speculated that other LGBT themes will have faced similar alterations. And so, why would these changes be made? After all, there have been countless games released in Russia with LGBT themes. However, a change in Russian law in December 2022 will now see big changes to media released in Russia as well as speech in general. The recent Russian law is an expansion of the already existing gay propaganda law from 2013. Previously, the law prohibited LGBT speech and content with any type of positive connotation where under 18s may be exposed. Now, however, the law bans this for all age groups. Determining what is and isn't affected is somewhat vague. However, a legal case regarding Apple's same-sex emoji from 2016 provides some useful context. In this case, the Russian courts determined that Apple did not fall afoul of the law because they, to quote, can carry both positive and negative connotations that are open to interpretation. And this means the emoji were found permissible due to not being openly positive and being usable in negative ways. Prior to the expansion of the law, games with LGBT themes had to be released with adults-only ratings in Russia, even for titles that are found suitable for young children in other countries. And one of the first games that had to be released with an 18+ rating in Russia was The Sims 4, due to the inclusion of same-sex marriage. Another game recently affected by the new scope of the law is World of Warcraft. In a quest where players help to arrange the marriage of two male centaurs, the Russian version has them instead become sworn brothers. The Russian government has since also banned books, films, and websites. Furthermore, despite the translation changes, Russia's Prosecutor General's office has been notified about Hogwarts Legacy's content with a request to ban the game. And despite Hogwarts Legacy being one of the first titles affected, the new law means that many games will now be affected by this moving forward. It's also important to add that all of this is despite the game not being officially available in Russia, although all versions of the game support Russian language options and the title is available via other means such as through import copies. As always, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, thank you for watching. I want to give a big thanks to Bernard Fay for sending in a tip a few days ago, as well as a big thanks to me, your boy, who has joined the Patreon. Both names have now been added to the credits for at least the next month, and if you want your name to be added next time as well, please see the links in the description for how to support.